Attack on Titan, the Eldians' 10 biggest failures, ranked. The Eldians fought hard throughout Attack on Titan, but they had some setbacks along the way. The hit anime series Attack on Titan originally focuses on humanity's last stand against the horrific Titans. Monsters who hunt down and eat humans for no apparent reason beyond the instinct to kill. Further along in the anime, the characters find out the situation is much more complicated than that. Later seasons reveal that the citizens of Parody are part of a special race of people carrying the bloodline of the Titans. If their fight is against monsters, those monsters are inside them. And their worst enemy is Marley, the humans who have enslaved the remnants of their people. In the middle of all this conflict, the Eldians have a heavy history of both successes and painful, tragic failures. Warning: this article contains minor spoilers for the manga. 10. Sasha dies after the attack in Liberio. The attack on the Marleyan city Liberio is one of the most shocking events in Season 4 of the anime. Having abandoned his humanity, Eren transforms into the Attack Titan after Willy Tiber's declaration of war on Parody. The operation as a whole is a success. Despite the heavy collateral damage, Eren succeeds in capturing the Warhammer Titan. And the Eldians make their escape in their blimps. However, while on their way out, Gabi Braun sneaks onto one of the vessels and mortally injures Sasha Blouse. It is a loss that weighs heavily on everyone who loves the popular Potato Girl. 9. The original Empire succumbs to internal power struggles. The original Eldian Empire wielded the power of the 9 Titans against their opponents to devastating effect. Other nations couldn't hope to stand against them. However, the Empire ultimately collapsed to power struggles between the holders of the Titans. A key element behind this outcome was King Karl Fritz, who wanted to end the atrocities committed by his people and conspired with Marley to tear it all down. He may have been successful, but it was a great failure for his race as a whole, and Marley later took advantage of his choice. Only 2 families survived, the Tibers, who remained in Marley, and heirs of the king, who changed their name to Rice in Parody. 8. Many Eldian restorationists are killed in Marley. King Fritz retreats to Parody, taking many of his people with him and hiding behind the walls. But many Eldians are left behind. Some of them desperately wish to return to the old ways. It is Grisha Yeager's quest to overthrow Marley that guides the plotline of much of the anime. He marries Dina, a member of the royal family, but is betrayed by his own son Zeke and exiled to Parody. His son Eren would later make the conflict between Marley and Eldia escalate to unprecedented proportions. 7. Wall Maria falls to the armored colossal titans after 100 years of peace. The citizens of the walls experience 100 years of peace, feeling safe in their refuge. All of that changes with the appearance of the colossal and armored titan, who destroy the Shiganshina district, thereby breaching Wall Maria. The garrison can do nothing to hold the invading titans back. And countless innocents like Eren Yeager's mother, Carla, are slaughtered and eaten. 6. Reiner Bertholdt capture Eren Emer at Wall Rose. Struggling under the weight of his crushing guilt, Reiner finally decides to reveal the truth about his identity at Wall Rose. In the confrontation that ensues, Mikasa and the other scouts fail to immobilize the 2 titans in time. Eren's Attack Titan loses to Reiner's Armored Titan. Both Eren and Emer are captured. The scouts later pursue, but Emer is permanently lost and more people die. 5. The Battle of Shiganshina gives them answers at a heavy cost. The truth behind the existence of the Titans was hidden in Grisha Yeager's basement, but the answers found there came at a heavy cost. During the Battle of Shiganshina, the Eldians have to face Zeke Yeager's Beast Titan, as well as Bertholdt's Colossal Titan and Reiner's Armored Titan. Zeke succeeds in luring Erwin and his forces into a trap, forcing Erwin to resort to his suicide charge plan. Levi Ackerman does take down the Beast Titan, but Zeke makes his escape with Peek's help. The Eldians do eventually win and manage to capture the Colossal Titan in the process. But it costs them dearly. 4. The royal government culls its own people in a fake operation to retake Wall Maria. After the fall of Wall Maria, the loss in territory makes the royal government unable to sustain their population, leading to food shortages within Wall Rose. This causes them to organize a fake operation to retake Wall Maria. Over 200,000 civilians are sent out on this futile quest. Only 200 people return alive. The government's failure to provide, care and protect its people stands out just as much as the heavy losses Eldia takes during battles with Marley. 3. The remaining Eldians are enslaved, brainwashed by the Marleyans. While the actions of many Eldians are questionable, one thing that remains notable is the deplorable existence those living in Marley have to endure. They are used as weapons, mistreated and abused, called devils, while at the same time thrown into combat. The original Eldian Empire may have committed crimes, but every single Eldian doesn't deserve to suffer as a result. It is what ultimately perpetuates the conflict between Marley and Eldia, as Reiner, Annie, Bertholdt, Gabby, and many others just like them are urged on by their background to fight for a nation that abused them. While their lives were arguably not worse than those of the people of Parody, they weren't much better off either. 2. King Fritz uses the power of the founding Titan to manipulate the minds of his people. There is no greater betrayal than that of a sovereign using his power against his own people. Through the founding Titan, King Fritz makes his people forget the truth and forces every other king after him to perpetuate the existing status quo. This leaves the citizens of Parody vulnerable to the attack of exterior forces. Their inferior technology and lack of information cause as much damage as the Titans Annie, Reiner, and Bertholdt bring from Marley, if not more. King Fritz fails to protect his people, and it ultimately leads to disaster. 1. Eren Yeager fails to control his power. Eren's goal throughout the last part of the anime is to gain freedom for his people. It's an understandable, noble goal, and to this end, he claims the power of several Titans as his own. Unfortunately, his plan brings about too much damage, turning him into a villain. It leads to a division between the forces of Parody, and ultimately, to Eren's own death.